I'm gonna keep it real. I don't have a lot of time, but I'll make some time to talk about this topic right here. We'll take a couple of minutes to have a conversation about this here. Now, yesterday, if you joined us, and good day, by the way. I mean, you obviously listen to the podcast, so you're alive. That's a great start. Let's just start there. That's a great start. Right? So, drive safe to wherever you're headed while you're listening to me. I just feel like if you can't beat them, do something. Try. Now, there's no way I have the resources to combat these type of psyops. I just don't have it. And I'm outnumbered. So the only thing I can do is hold my ground, and we'll discuss. Hold my ground in hopes that my tribe finds me, right? So, over the weekend, if you aren't aware, there was a correspondence dinner at the White House. Someone was there. Shots were fired. And there was a commotion. I think that's safe to say without saying allegedly and putting any type of conspiracy theory spin on it. These things happen. I did a show yesterday where I was just kind of analyzing and critiquing the reaction of President Trump and the guest on the panel. His reaction was very weird. First Lady's reaction was A1 performance because it might have been real. You understand? She really might have been left out the loop. I don't know what's going on. All I know is I hear shots. And everyone else kind of, they heard something. If we look at this response right here. I don't know what this guy here. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know if they're about to do charades while everybody files in. I don't know what the hell is going on. Trump's reaction is super slow. Right away. I don't know if the First Lady has anxiety problems, but she kind of hears things way before. And it's not like she hears something and just ignores it. She hears something and then it's like there's panic in her face. Panic. Like real panic. Caroline Leavitt, who I still can't believe this is Caroline Leavitt. We got to get her with a dietitian ASAP. She also hears it. President Trump was rushed from the White House Correspondence dinner after that it just got crazy. I don't know what happened after. He didn't protect his wife. These guys over here just standing around. It got really, really stupid really fast, right? So we spoke about that yesterday, and I don't know how to feel about it. But now today, I wanted to give it some time. And they said that they got a little bit more information about the shooter. Good morning. Manifesto is hilarious. It's so blatantly obvious. It was written after the fact. These people truly suck at this. Yeah, man. Yeah. And here's the thing. Wolf Raza, I don't know whether to be offended. They have me perplexed. They should be proud. They have me perplexed. I don't even know how to. You ever see something so stupid you don't know how to respond? You're like, what am I supposed to say to that? One time, I'm out with my daughter, and a guy drives up, because it was a Sunday. I live in the mountains. He was driving really, really slow. And I just decided, I'm going to go around this guy. People do it all the time out here. It's no problem, right? I wasn't mad at him because he was going slow. It was a Sunday. I'm not going to honk my horn. That would be rude. I go around the guy. When I go around the guy gets pissed off as if I flipped him the bird. I didn't even look at him, right? He started tailgating me. Things got crazy on his behalf. So I know we have to get to the light. So when we get to the light, I see him pull up on the side of me. So I just roll down my window to see what he wants to say. I have my firearm on me. I'm not too much worried. My daughter's in the back. Things get crazy. You understand? I'm letting that joint fly early. I would say it was a middle-aged white man. He pulls up and he just calls me the N-word. And I just, I didn't know what to say after. What do I say? That's absurd, bro. Okay. And then what? What do you want me to say now? You want me to throw my life away because you have the freedom of speech? Bro, you are allowed to say you did not harm me or my family. You decided to use some choice words. That's okay. But never mind all of that. I don't know what to say to that. How am I supposed to respond? So I just laughed. Yeah. Have a good day, sir. Please have a good day. I'm out with my daughter. That's how I feel about this. I don't even know what to say about this. The guy they showed me. Right? Hold on. Let me bring up the guy so everyone can see. Let me just bring that down for a second so I can go and get the guy. You got the guy? I got the guy. Hold on. Well, he's actually, I have him right here. There you go. There's the guy. Sorry. I was going into my files and the guy's right here. That's the guy. That's the guy. Ladies and gentlemen, we're not professionals at this. And anybody has the possibility to do this. However, here's why I said I don't know how to respond, whether it be mad or insulted. Because you keep running the same playbook on me. I don't know what to, bro, do you think I'm stupid? You're going to run the same playbook every 5 years, every 7 years? By the way, I never thought Adam Lanza, here's how I feel about Adam Lanza. I feel, I look at these pictures and I analyze these eyes and I analyze these people. As soon as I seen Adam Lanza, I didn't think autistic. I didn't think that. I didn't think, the word we used to use in the late 70s, early 80s that they say we can't say anymore. That word. I didn't think that at all. As soon as I seen Adam Lanza, I said, yeah, they got him. He's a Manchurian candidate. They got him. You could see it in his eyes. I seen this look with one of the Colorado shooters. What shooting was it? It was a cinema, I think. And then I think one of them was an Asian kid. And I used to look at their eyes and I'm like, nah, bro, These guys are hopped up on something and probably not by their own. You understand? Not because they went out and got drugged up. They really think that none of us think that the MK Ultra program was a real thing and is still going on, right? This is why I brought up Frank Olson yesterday, because if you don't know your history, and this is why they will never teach your kids history, and this is why it's important for you to teach your kids history. And if you don't know history, then this is why it's important that you come over here and you subscribe to my channel. My name is Jamel Saladin. This is Society, Past, Present, and Future. I love to talk about random things in the past, because what's random to you, it's not random to me. It makes perfect sense. I bring up Frank Olson. You're like, who's Frank Olson? Who's Frank Olson? He's a pioneer in biological warfare, and they got rid of him. This is what they've been doing, but they don't want you to know the history. So they changed the history. They whitewashed the history. That's fine. Call me conspiracy, whatever you want to call me, that's fine. I was born with rationale and logic just like you were, sir and ma'am. Good morning, everybody coming in. I see you, original man, peace to the gods and earths. I see you. Uncle Andy was good with it. Wolf Rouser says he was staying in a hotel. Wolf Rouser, you have no idea how weird this. You do have an idea how weird this thing gets. You do. He was a part-time teacher and a game developer? What? Yo, check this out, man. Check this out. Y'all gotta stop. Y'all not even trying now. You understand? You see the effort that they had put into COVID, where they had did the whole assimilation before that? Hold up. Let me get the name of that, because I got the PDF on my computer. I just forgot the name of the PDF. Let's get Gemini involved. Let's get Gemini involved, so we can get an accurate account of history going on here, right? Let me ask Gemini something. Gemini. There was a simulation. There was a virus outbreak simulation done at Johns Hopkins University before COVID came out. What was the name of that simulation? Let's go. The most prominent simulation you're likely thinking of is Event 201, which took place October 2019, just a few months before the first cases of COVID. Can we stop? They're just gonna keep running the same damn play. And even when they try to like, yo, we can't fumble this one. We gotta do it right. Because I'm not gonna lie. I hated the fact that COVID happened. Millions of people died. Millions of people died. I ended up in the hospital. Right? There was a jackass on my show one time. He said, oh, you ended up in the hospital and you didn't want to take the vaccine, right? Shut up, you fucking fungus-faced dildo. What? I ended up in the hospital because it was a fucking biological attack, you dickhead. Not because I didn't want to take the other biological weapon, you jackass. That one was to put me to sleep. That one was for the wife to get the insurance money. You pickle nose dildo. What are you talking about? All odds was against us. You crazy? You guys, those type of people, they infuriate me. Because either you stupid or you work for them. Either one, I hate your guts. How about that on a Monday morning? Either one. Event 201, October 29, hosted by John Hopkins Center for Health Security. Is it not ironic that John Hopkins would be the center for health? Health, anything that has to do with academia and related to health. And yet, so much turmoil is spawned from this place. That goes back to John D. Rockefeller giving heavy endowments to John Hopkins. They were the first people to get on board with his sicko mindset and how he changed the health system. So this is all because of that horrible man, by the way. Our health system, what we have today, that's all the Rockefellers. I'm not saying this out of conspiracy. I'm saying this because of history. I have an audio book, Rockefeller Medicine Men. I only did the first half. Maybe I'll release the second half this month. Now I know what you're saying. You said the same thing about your album. Aha! Let me take the time to say, can I take a minute and a half to say, I finished my jazz and funk album? Can I take a few seconds to say that? I finished the jazz and funk album, and guess what? The link to the album is in the description. That's all I want to say. Now, so far, I'm the only one with the Rockefeller Medicine Men audiobook on Audible. So please go over there if you listen to Audible. Download the first half. I'll be coming with the second half soon. I'll do it this month. When I say this month, I actually mean May, by the way. So that's a lie. I will not be doing it in April. But in May, you will get the second half of the Rockefeller Medicine Men book. So I'm not saying these things. Let's see. While 201 is the most famous due to its timing and specific type of virus involved, the Center for Health Security has conducted several major simulations. No, that was the one I was talking about. I just have one more question. They provided a PDF. Do you recall the name of that PDF? I'm looking for it. Okay, let's see if he tells me the name of that PDF. Yep, there you go. SPARS. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's see if I could bring up SPARS on. I'm just going to punch it into the search box here. SPARS pandemic. Hold up. Nothing's come up so far. Oh no. I wanted to show you something. SPARS. Pandemic. Alright, it says SPARS pandemic is a fictional scenario created by John Hopkins to simulate public health communication challenges during a hypothetical outbreak from 2025 to 2028. Really? Hypothetical, huh? Really? And we're the conspiracists? Huh? And we're the conspiracists. It was supposed to be hypothetical, and we're the dum-dums. So you perform this simulation for hypothetical reasons in October, and a couple of months later, the whole entire world shuts completely down. Nobody can come outside. It got crazy really fast. Now, listen to me, everyone. Good morning, Winter. I see you in the building. Listen to me. I don't have a lot of time. I got a few moments here. We'll read this asinine story right after I say this right here. They want to see how far they can push us. And what I am saying is, by no means should one lone naked gunman with no this is crazy. I'm not saying that one lone naked gunman should run into Correspondence Dennis with a 38 and seek revenge. This is the most stupidest story I've ever heard. But we have to figure something out. We absolutely have to. I did mention yesterday a couple of sites that are mobilizing. Some say that some of those sites were compromised. You would have to do the research. But I think we all have to get involved. We all have to show our frustration somehow, safely, because, listen, we can see how they weaponize ICE, right? I'm all for collecting migrants to get out of this country, because migrants don't belong in this country. There's a difference between immigrants and migrants. The main difference is immigrants come through the process. Migrants avoid the process. And that puts a drain. That's just like you and your wife are barely holding on, or you're not barely holding on. You're doing fine. Your sister comes over. She's like, yo, I just want to go away for the weekend. Can you watch Danny? You're like, yeah, I think that'll be okay. That'll be kind of fun. And then she just never comes back. Right? Your budget was not set to take care of Danny, bro. Right? It just wasn't. Danny's in the 8th grade growing. He eats like he's in the NFL. He's busting out of clothes. You're like, we'll make do. Your wife is like, we'll make do. You're like, I don't know. Now you're stuck out here trying to figure it out. You're reaching back out to your old street buddies to see what they got kind of on the safer side. Huh? We can't afford. People are emotional. Oh, we'll figure it out. We could afford an extra 20 million people to take care of. No, we can't. What are you talking about? Our correctional officers get paid more than our teachers. Can we start there? So much for priorities. Yeah, so much for priorities. Let's read this story, man, so I can get to work. Thank you, Gemini. All right. apparently this guy said, I don't expect forgiveness. Authorities review writings of California teachers suspected of shooting. First of all, you said he was a part-time teacher. I don't know what that means. If he was a substitute teacher, just say that. In the photo, Thomas Allen is seen covered with a Mylar blanket after being arrested and his clothes removed by officers who search him for weapons. This is jackass shit. They should have never gave me Gemini right on my screen. Gemini can see everything on my screen. What is that blanket? I know it's a Mylar blanket. I just like when it reads and see what's going on. What is the blanket this guy is wrapped in, and what is it for? Suspect is wrapped in a Mylar blanket, commonly known as space blanket or emergency blanket. It is a thin, lightweight sheet made of heat-reflective plastic. It was originally developed by Why does he have it on? What type of jackass shit are they into? Like, it's always a psyop opportunity with these people, right? You could have left his clothes on, bro. What did you strip him naked for? To put him in a NASA blanket so that we could... Is that the same material that y'all said was on the ground when the actual UFOs hit the ground, and then y'all went back and told everybody, no, you didn't see anything. What you seen was aluminum foil. Yeah, Uncle Andy. They want to outdo us on the tinfoil shit. It's like, okay, we are proud conspiracy theorists because we do critical thinking over here. We're just not yelling out and like ridiculous things, right? We're looking at the evidence. We compare and contrast. Like, we do critical thinking over here, right? They're like, oh, no. These fucking wackos think they can outdo us. We invented wacko. You have no idea who you're getting involved with, Saladin. I don't. I'm fucking lost, bro. I don't. In law enforcement emergency situations like the one shown, these blankets serve several critical purposes. Okay, Gemini, let's get to it. The first one says preventing hypothermia. Jesus. That's the first one? Gemini, it wasn't freezing that day, bro. After a high stress event, a suspect's body can go into shock. His body wasn't going into shock. He had clothes on, bro. Let's keep going. Privacy and dignity. Alright, so what Gemini is basically saying is there was no reason for them to strip this man of his clothes and put him in a NASA blanket, other than to make him look more ridiculous for the ridiculous psyop that they had involved him in already. Great. We get it. The day after a man opened fire at the White House Correspondence Dinner, authorities are combing through a message sent by the shooting suspect, seeking to understand what allegedly led him from his life as a respected California teacher to a would-be assassin. I don't know if he was respected, Lord. Come on. Knock it off. Fucking respect. Are you shitting me? He wasn't respected. He wasn't respected. Let me start off by apologizing to everyone whose trust I abuse. reads a note that authorities say was sent by the suspect, Cole Thomas Allen, a 31-year-old Torrance, California, who worked part-time as a teacher. So how the fuck was he respected as what part-time teacher do you guys know that is heavily respected in your community? Name one. Is that Alvin Gray? Yeah, he's back here teaching part-time in our community. Yes! Shit! I've been praying for so long. My prayers are answered. I just didn't know when we were going to get a respectable part-time teacher. Well, he's back. Gray is back. Yes! Our community can't fail now. These people are jackasses, man. Cold. I can't, man. Oh, God. Roby, what's up, man? I can't. Was B Dolo in the house? Shout out to B Dolo. I think I seen B Dolo in the house. Let me start off my apology. I read that already. This guy's a part-time teacher and also developed video games. I don't know one. Bro, I've done a lot of things. I'm talking about a lot of things in my life. I've done a lot of things. From the lowest. I was a garbage man. A legit garbage man who worked for a garbage company picking up trash. There's probably nothing you're going to name that I have not done. I done roofing. I just did it all. I was a floor in the union. I did it all, bro. Are those two blue collar for you? I've been project manager. I was a cognitive engineer working with artificial intelligence. In case that was too blue collar for you. I've been a stick up kid and a drug dealer. And let me tell you something. I've done a lot of shit. And I've never come across a part-time teacher that developed video games. Get out of here, man. Shut up. Shut up! That's crazy talk. The note, which Allen allegedly sent to family members before the attack, said he intended to target administration officials. I'm not laughing at his intent if this is true. This is preposterous. Excuse my laughter. Let me conduct myself. Seriously. This is ridiculous. Said he intended to target administration officials and express his political anger while noting, I don't expect forgiveness. Really. Allen had a tendency to make radical statements as he became involved in left-wing activism in Los Angeles. Acquired firearms and began regularly practicing at fire ranges. His sister told law enforcement, according to the White House. In recent days, authorities said that talk turned into action. Really? He boarded a train in Los Angeles. Of course he did. Of course he did. Why? How else are you going to get to Chicago? Could take a horse. But that might set you back a couple of days. He boarded a train in Los Angeles and traveled to Chicago and then D.C. What the fuck is going on? Where he checked into a downtown hotel. Who does this guy work for again? Is he a part? Are we talking about the same part-time teacher who? What games did he develop? Which ones? Any of the ones that we know? Yes. I want to take a pause on this. Winter said something that is so accurate. Winter said, I created a distraction so that we don't notice what's really going on. So what she's saying is she creates things in her amongst her family so they don't have to, this frequency doesn't hit her household. Right? I'm going to keep it real with you. I usually fly by these things and these topics. And I'm going to keep it really real with you. I probably wouldn't even be talking about it now if I didn't have an album to promote, right? But I understand the type of shenanigans that YouTube is in. So it usually doesn't even, like, it's been suppressing the numbers lately. Like yesterday let me through. Today they probably won't let me through. And that's okay. Because it was still worth a try. But generally, I don't want to even hear what they're talking about. Because I know most of it is nonsense. We're getting closer to the time that I got to get out of here anyway. In recent days, authorities said that talk turned into action. He boarded a train. Hold on, let me put the... And good for you and Roby and everyone else is doing the same thing. Right? You have to protect your family and your sanity. And there is a frequency. There's a dark frequency that is blanketing the world, and all of these content creators who are selling their soul are gonna find out the hard way. And there's most of them are finding out right now. If you haven't noticed, a lot of people are crying on TikTok, talking about how TikTok is no longer paying. So TikTok allowed these people to make all this money. It got it used to them making money, and now it's not paying that money no more. And these people, let me tell you something. I've seen this happen with other people. These people are gonna go crazy because they're not gonna know. You already gave them a taste of making 40 grand a month. If they don't know how to make that again, like, they're gonna try, and it's like crack cocaine. They're just gonna keep trying. Like, nah, I can get it back. They're gonna be like the guy in the 5 Heartbeats who's like, sometimes I wish raindrops would fall. And they're just not going to be able to get it back. Because they didn't care about losing that little bit that they gave everybody. It was a science project. It was a behavioral experience, a social experiment to see what you was going to do anyway. And the same thing's going to happen to Instagram. And at some point, the same thing will happen to YouTube. So I hear a lot of YouTubers complaining, yo, I'm not getting what I used to get, this, that, and the third. I never really relied on it anyway. Nothing is safe. Even maybe if you had a skill set that is in high demand right now, before AI gets to it. But we're not headed in a good place. Uncle Andy reached out to me the other day, said, where did I hear this before? Now that the conversation about universal basic income, and when I say basic income, I'm talking about basic income, basic. So don't think like, oh, the government's they're gonna give you $1,000 a month. Can you live off of $1,000 a month? Can you live off of $2,000 a month? You could go ahead and try. I'm good, right? Like that's not gonna do much for me. I don't know why you bringing up garden in winter when you know you just trying to get Roby like into. You trying to make his day. This is what I love about y'all, right? You know that conversation is going to set him off into a frenzy, and you do it anyway. Gardening. Who said something about gardening? Because I'm the garden master. Shout out to Roby, the garden master is in the house. Good morning, up next. Good morning. Yes, winter. That is and I think it's inevitable. I don't think it's about yelling. We got 5 minutes. I don't think it's about yelling fire in a crowded stadium. What you're doing is what we talked about for decades in the hood. We all knew this day was coming. They all called us conspiracy theorists. But when you come out with a movie like Terminator in the 80s, and here we are, Skynet is real. Here we are, Skynet is real. So if Skynet ended up being real, why when I tell people like, nah, there's different beings that's coming from different galaxies, they're like, nah, now you sound crazy, my boy. Do I? Now I sound crazy? The ancients wrote about sky people all the time, bro. Who do you think they were writing about? Who do you think the Hindus were writing about? Who was Ezekiel talking about? Yeah, it's been raining. I can't ride my lawnmower right now. So Jared says definitely odd. I think it's gonna be more than odd, Jared. Like, listen. I don't want to act like I am some type of. I'm using game theory like Professor. What's the Asian professor's name? Chang. I don't know about game theory. I'm just using regular old logic that I might have, right? And here's my logic, ladies and gentlemen, in a nutshell. If you take away jobs, or jobs are being taken away, then we find out that you're lying about the amount of jobs that were really available. All of this happened. None of this is conspiracy. October last year, the United States came out and said, and they announced we were off by 911,000 jobs that we reported that were actually created. We were off by. Now, in school, they taught us anything after 6 you round up. So you're talking about 1 million jobs. 1 million jobs that you lied about. That you're saying with your language, oh, we miscalculated. First of all, if that is true, you're an imbecile. Let's start with that. So we have derelicts and imbeciles running the country, is what you're telling me. Do you sure you want to stick with that story that you miscalculated? Because either way this goes, you're either an imbecile who lied on his resume, or you are a villain. that didn't want the United States, the people, to know that, listen, the jobs are just leaving. Now, a lot of people say, oh, it's because of AI, and that's not what they mean. So I want to clean that up. AI is not the only thing out there. Automation has been out there way before AI, and automation is dangerous, especially when you figure out how to put automation into a software program. Oh, it's a wrap. When you can automate something and put it into a software program, the artificial intelligence is dangerous too, but it's dangerous on top of automation. Because the automation is automatic. It's going to do it on its own, right? It just needs a trigger, and let's go. When you apply artificial intelligence, the artificial intelligence now can predict when something should be triggered, how long it should be triggered. It's not artificial intelligence is not actually doing the automating. It's not actually doing the work. It's doing not that work, not that task. It is assigning the task. It is starting the task. When you look into, and I told you guys a year ago to start looking into programs, especially you guys that are home. I'm not home every day. I'm out here providing for my family another way. But if you're home, just look into something called FlowWise. FlowWise. This is the software that creates the actual, you, without going to school like I did and spend over $100,000. You don't have to do that. You can learn how to create your own AI agent from freaking YouTube or Udemy, right? $24, one-time payment. Get a course. And it will teach you how to create what they call agents. And then you will start. And I suggest you do it so you can understand what is happening behind the scenes. Then you will that's when you're going to understand, oh, many jobs will be taken. Because you will be designing these agents yourself, and you're going to tell the agent, I want you to do this. I want you to go and get that, read this email. Take the attachment from the email, and if it's this, if that attachment has these letters in it, these words in it, I want you to put that attachment in this drive, this cloud drive. Put it there. Right? That's just phase 1. You didn't even get to phase 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? You may assign it next. Now I want you to read it. You may tell it to respond to somebody. What do you need a person for after that? After you perfect that and you test it over and over again for quality assurance, what do you need? Not somebody, many of people are about to lose their job, bro. You don't need a physical person to make a fax. We're getting to the point where you can say, then I want you to call this person and let them know they have an appointment. Right? They call the person picks up. The AI waits for a tone for someone to say hello. As soon as they say hello, they say, you have an appointment on Wednesday, blah, 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 the 3rd. Push 1 if you confirm. 1, goodbye. Bow! What did I need a person? You think I'm going to sit around and pay somebody $50,000 for that when I could just go and get the one time from this guy? Right? He's not even with a company that's known. He's just out here selling his own software because he's been in the lab for 6 months. He happened to go to his doctor's office. Doctor's office is like, damn, man, these girls are horrible. Oh, are they? Because I've been working on something. Let me see what you got. Next thing you know, them 3 girls ain't there no more. It's only 1 girl there. And that's how it's going to go regardless. Nobody can stop that from happening. So nobody can, I don't want to hear there was a conspiracy theory of the white man trying to take over. No, it's this free fucking game. If black people want to sit out here and continue to write poetry all day, thinking that's where it's still at, good luck. You still trying to get a record deal, my boy? You are still dropping mixtapes. Bro, if you don't wake up and knock it off. If you don't fucking knock it off. Yeah, Jared says your online video interview could be done by Yo, and that's dangerous, right? I wish I had more time. I'll tell you about the time. I got called out to a boot camp in Atlanta. These people were fucking shady. They actually kicked me out the program because I asked them. I guess I asked too many wrong questions. And they was like, hey, we looked you up. Motherfucker, you sent me here. What are you talking about? You looked me up. We're like, yeah, we just don't understand why you're here. What? It's a boot camp. They kicked me out the program because they had some shady shit going down. Shady shit. They were lying on people's resumes blatantly, and they was calling it a loophole. Right? They had some shady shit going down where they was connected with bigger companies like Pan Am, and Pan Am would allow these people, allegedly, let me say allegedly before I get sued, but I'm just giving you the type of caliber of company, right? So that, like, up there, companies like that they was connected with, allegedly. And they would allow them to lie on their resume. They had some shady shit going down. But one of the shadiest things that I ever seen was they had this system where if you were in front of the interviewer, like you see this type of shit on TikTok and you don't think it's real, but it's dead ass real. I was in the boot camp. They have the answers in certain places, right? They got another guy behind you, behind the computer, and they're teaching you how to look for these answers or even type as these people are asking the questions, so that the person that asks the question and then you can get the answer and you don't see. So you got to take your time a little bit and say, okay, well, first thing, but you're really reading the answer off of something. So what somebody did, another person came out with an AI to detect when that shit is, when these people are doing that, right? It doesn't matter now, because on God, that was for something called, that was an AWS boot camp, right? Let me tell you right now, that AWS boot camp is going to be fucking worthless. Why? AWS went from being horribly complicated let me show you something. I just want you to know I know what the fuck I'm talking about just before I start talking, right? So, AWS went from being horribly complicated to now you literally have AIs that can do everything because it's automation. You really don't need a human being. So whereas there was a salary bubble at one point. When I say salary bubble, people was getting paid fucking $200,000, $300,000 to be in these AWS positions. And now, these same positions, you could get you could literally create an agent, and they already have. Psyop, sysop, yeah. I use OBS right now. I'm using OBS right now. Yeah, I never figured Streamlab out, and also I was trying Prism Live, but Prism Live, this is why I'll use Prism Live. Whenever I want to talk to Instagram and YouTube at the same time, I use Prism Live. It's good for that, but it's horrible for the outreach. Like, it won't really let my subscribers know I'm on. So I go through the whole live with like 2 people there. It's hard. I don't like it. You understand? And it's not worth, because Instagram is a different audience. Instagram are for like dopamine fiends. So they're only looking for like 60-second dopamine hits at a time. Like, they're just scrolling. That's what they're good for. No one on Instagram is really like my rhetoric, my shtick. It's not good for Instagram at all. So usually I go over there and I troll them, and I promote my music abilities and my album. By the way, let's do this one more time. I released a new album. It is on Bandcamp. Let's see here if I can get to it. There we go. The link to this album is in my description box. There's 25 songs on here. I told you it was going to be a lot, and I cut songs out. I could have easily probably put 40 songs on here. The album is $9. I went to bed listening to this album, and I really enjoyed this album. It's what I call funk, jazz, and R&B. Funk, jazz, and R&B. The name of the album is called Funk and Love. If you're over a certain age, I think you would appreciate this. If you appreciate music at all, I think you would appreciate it. We got a little bit of everything on here. That's called Grand Yoruba Love. I'm not gonna lie. One of my favorite joints is Dreams of a Sinner.
I pray that the light comes and saves me. Whoa, 'cause I swear I would take that ride this time to places I've dreamt about lately. Yeah, I got dreams in me to move. I pray that the light comes and saves me.
So that's Dreams of a Sinner. I put one of my reggae joints on here. I have a couple of reggae joints, but I only put one on this album because I'm going to drop another album in maybe July.
Every night, what float me out, she did it. Pretty smile, liquid dimple, she a stare, skin smooth. wishing I miss my freeze. Dream girl, only now me sleep, me find him. Every time I wake, my bed feel wider. Search whole town, but me can't see you. Dream girl, why you love the night and I the day?
Some more of your traditional funk. I know I got a lot of some funk heads in the house. I can tell you this, it's an excellent album just to ride out to. Just to ride out. Clean the house. If you are gardening, it is a good album.
It's a beautiful day in the city of angels, walking on the beach with the sand in my sandals.
Yeah, you're gonna love the album.
Smiling at me.
Huey was good, man.
Pacific Ocean. She got that high tide energy. She's something like I've never seen, and I don't ever wanna leave.
Very proud of this album. I've done 5 albums, but this one I'm proud of.
See what you did to me. I'm gonna be so high, so high. 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 I'm going up, I'm going in.
Yeah, listen, I wrote a song yesterday. I just wrote this next song yesterday, and it made the album. It's called Fire, Shut Up in My Bones.
Nothing funny, like when you take 30 minutes just to order other men, yeah. And when you laugh, it's like finding money. When you need it most, girl, I'm needing you close to me right now. Kinda, sorta, wanna make love to you right now. Kinda, sorta, wanna make love to you right now. Kinda, sorta, wanna make love to you right now. Kinda, sorta, wanna make love to you right now. And when you smile at me, it sends chills through my body. It's like electric in my soul. And when we finally touch, it's like fire, fire. Oh.
Yeah. Listen.
Tell me if it's good to you. Tell me if it's tell me if it's good to you. 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 Tell me if it's good to us. We gon' dance all night.
Please enjoy the album. 25 joints on there. I'm pretty sure you'll find one that you like. I had shows set up. The shows I have set up, I don't necessarily want to do them in a truck. I'm gonna be honest with you. We still didn't get to the Whack and Hut security history that later rebranded themselves as Geo Group. BlackRock heavily invested in this Geo Group, and BlackRock also heavily invested into the music companies. And I'm going to show you the connection to private prison, and we'll go over all of that. Yeah. All right, you guys, let me hit it. You understand? I appreciate you spending some time with your boy before you go and do what you do for the day. And all the new people that came through, I appreciate you. You don't have to spend your morning with me, but I appreciate that as well. At the end of the day, just to summarize what we started talking about, I believe it's a psyop. I'm going to be very honest with you. I don't know if this part-time teacher / game developer did all of these things. Like they said, I don't know, to be so smart and to travel all the way to DC without the minimum equipment to even be successful. Like, what was the goal? To get arrested? And then how were you not shot down? Like, how were you not shot? So you shot a Secret Service officer where miraculously he was saved by his bulletproof vest, which must have cost more than the bulletproof vest they were sending to the troops a few years ago, because bullets were going through those. They said they were cheaply made. And then he's still alive? And then you take off his clothes and put him in a NASA blanket? I'm good. I'm good. All right? So, yes, there's definitely a hint of MK Ultra. Something is afoot, my good boy. I can assure you that. All right, you guys. Please do check out the album. Tell me how you like it. You understand? You can actually listen to it before you buy it. You understand? So, tell me how you like the album either way. All right? That being said, I will see you guys. I'll see you guys around. Peace out.